It is estimated that there are between 1.6 and 3.8 million sports-related concussions in the United States every year, with high school athletes sustaining an estimated 136 to 300,000 concussions every year. The most dramatic of these numbers, however, is that athletes ages 16 to 19 sustain 29% of all sports-related concussions. This is according to momstream.com. The top three sports most directly related with high rates of concussion in American youth are football, boys ice hockey, and girls soccer. To decide how to curb this incredible spike in traumatic brain injuries in sports, it is important to first understand the monster that is a concussion. Firstly, it's almost impossible to diagnose an athlete as having a concussion without a complete study of the brain's anatomy and possible bruising as a result of impact. A diagnosis cannot be given with certainty. Secondly, the extent of a concussion is nearly impossible to correctly gauge. With symptoms like a headache, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, and visual problems, sensitivity to light or noise, or balance problems, one would think it would be simple to diagnose. Quite simply, it is not that simple. The true symptoms of a concussion occur post-incident in most cases. Changes in behavior such as irritability, sadness, or nervousness and depression are onset symptoms, as well as cognitive impairments and sleep disturbance, none of which can be assessed and diagnosed directly after the concussion occurs. Some would argue that the nature of the sport will inevitably result in these kinds of brain injuries, and their proposed solution is commonly to just stop playing dangerous sports. However, there are others who would approach concussion awareness and treatment through safety. Inventors have already made accessible real-time hit monitoring systems that can record the intensity of impact as well as create safer helmet padding and chin straps to ensure proper wear. But despite these great safety availabilities, it was reported in a 2012 anonymous online survey of college athletes at the University of Pennsylvania that showed 27% of athletes in contact sports said they had hidden a concussion to stay in a game, and more than half said they would be extremely unlikely or unlikely to report a concussion in a game situation. Similar, athletes who admitted to continuing to play while experiencing symptoms after being hit in the head reported that the percentage of all the impacts that cause concussions happen during football, either gameplay or practice. According to the National Center for Injury Prevention, it is estimated that as many as 47% of all high school football players who suffer a concussion each year, and football players who suffer multiple concussions, are at risk of suffering permanent brain damage. This permanent brain damage became unmistakably apparent when in September of 2013, the National Football League settled with their players' union for a staggering $765 million as a result of lawsuits filed on behalf of former players who were suffering from long-term concussion symptoms. Knowing this information is the reason why ensuring helmet safety awareness is so paramount for not only the success of contact sports like football, but also for the overall health of young people. One group taking the lead in this effort is the Youth Football Brain Safety Initiative. This safety-designated group is focusing their efforts on encouraging proper equipment regulation, proper training techniques, and improved self-monitoring and reporting environment. That, of course, is referencing the earlier University of Pennsylvania study in which students admitted that despite having symptoms of a concussion, they didn't go forward to their coaches and bring that into light. The Youth Football Brain Safety Initiative is also largely responsible for the public outcry that resulted in New Mexico Senator Tom Udall and New Jersey Representative Bill Pascrell to generate a bipartisan bill named the Children's Sports Athletic Equipment Safety Act. This legislature is specified to help deter the number of sports-related concussions occurring in American sports today. In conclusion, the current concussion crisis, as it's been called, in American sports is one of grave nature. For decades, safety in football and other contact sports has been neglected at the expense of athletes who are simply only trying to follow their dreams. It would be my goal that further legislation is passed in favor of strengthening oversight and responsibility at the youth level in sports, especially in football. By joining the Youth Football Brain Safety Initiative, I believe society can influence a more responsible sporting environment that is more enjoyable for both the patron and the participant. Thank you.